guys, welcome back to the channel. So we are back into Fernbus Simulator on PC here, and we're just kind of getting things right. I need to see where the air conditioner is. I think it's over there. We'll put it on 20. I think that'll be good. So as you can see, we have a new bus. I bought the VDL DLC because I'm getting sick of driving the man. And man, I gotta say, on PC they really soak you in this game because you don't even get the double decker VDLs in the pack. You have to buy those separately as well. So yeah, that's a bit concerning. But I thought we'd hop into this because I am actually recording this on May the 7th. Of course, you guys are not watching this on May the 7th. But they had a pretty good they had a pretty good update to the game. And they fixed a lot in Denmark, and they fixed the trucks from spawning in and flipping over and stuff like that. So hopefully these are things that we will see in the next update for consoles. You know, no guarantees, but I'm thinking there's a pretty good chance that we'll see that. You know, I mean, we do have Poland coming out presumably this month, as long as everything goes according to plan. I am a little worried about the price of the DLC because on PC it's like $30. I haven't really seen how big the map is, though. I mean, $30 is kind of steep. And I think my biggest concern is just with the performance of the game. Is it going to be worth $30? I mean, obviously, it will and it won't. I mean, it will because it's obviously more places we can drive to in the game. But again, if the performance isn't there, then gosh, I don't know. Alright, so let's just take a look at the bus real quick here because this is on PC. I just wanted to see if it looks any better. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I'm the type of person that I need like a side-by-side comparison to really tell. I mean, I've played this game a lot on console. I think the bus look good on console. I think this bus looks good. As I said, I do feel that the game looks a little bit better on PC, but that's probably to be expected. Okay, let's close the door there. And let us skip time. These are all usually things that I cut out. Okay. Let's hit that. Take that off. Take that off. And I think we're ready to go. Yeah. Alright, so away we go. Why? Oh, gosh, you know what? I didn't turn anything on. Hold on. So this is... Okay, wait a minute. What is going on? Oh, yeah, right click. So, we'll close front door. What are we doing here? Driver, passenger monitor. Turn that on. Restroom. Wi-Fi. Reading light, passenger light. You don't need the driver's light on. Oh gosh, okay. I think we're good to go now. What a bonehead. I swear to God, it's like I completely forget how to play the game or something, I don't know. But anyways, the update. Every time they have an update for this game, it says performance optimizations. But then it also says, like, you know, it depends on your system, blah, 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 which I understand. But I never see... I never see the performance get any better. I just don't. Right now, we're not doing too bad. And, you know, I really hate to be that guy that's always looking at performance. But with this game, man, it's just, yeah, I just do. And you know what? Let me just take that mirror off. There we go. So are you guys excited about Poland coming to console? I am. I mean, I am because I like the game. I love the game, actually. You know, so I want to see more. You know, I just hope it's good. You know, I hope it's good. Anytime, light. Thank you. Oh, probably take the brake off. But I think one of the big questions is what more are they going to do with this game? And quite frankly, I have no idea. You know, it's one of those things where it's a very old game. I'm actually surprised we're still seeing as much updates with it as we are. The only thing I will say, I feel like it's a shame that it took this long to get on console because, you know, us console players were playing it, and now, you know, we're all like, oh, you know, can you add this and add that and add this? And I feel like the game is probably close to the end, but then again, I don't know because, as I said, they keep adding new stuff, right? So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. You know, it is curious though because they have the bus, and surely adding things to this game must take away from developing that game. You know, the one thing that we hear constantly about TML is how small of a development team they are. So, you know, it's got to be taking away. Oh, we need to go over here. But yeah, on PC, there's just this clarity that I feel that we don't have on PS5. I could be mistaken, but every time I hop into this game on the PC, I see it. It's like just clearer, crisper. I don't know. And I should point out, I'm playing this on the same television that I play my PS5 on. I'm using my TV to play this. I'm not using a monitor, which the monitor that I have is 1080p. It's not 4K. My TV's 4K. I am playing this in 2K because the FPS just doesn't enjoy 4K. I will say, right now, I don't knock on wood. Um, the FPS is being pretty stable. With this game, for some reason, it seems like in the cities the FPS is good. When you get on the highway, is where you have the big FPS drops, which is strange to me because obviously there's a lot more detail in the city. The only thing I could think, yeah, I don't know. It's just so strange. I don't know why. I kind of feel like my the traffic density is maybe turned down, which I don't like that too much. Okay, now we're dropping FPS. Now we're dipping into the 40s. I had it locked at 30, but because of the update, I wanted to bring it back up to 60 to see if it would handle it, and it's definitely not. Definitely not. And as you can see, my mirrors, the graphics aren't set to the highest settings. And again, I'm still not hitting the the 60 FPS. And again, the highway is where it seems to be the issue here. But again, you know me, I've said this in the past. 30 FPS in a game like this, it really doesn't bother me. I know that there's a lot of people that, oh, I'm used to 60. I need the 60, which I totally understand that. From my viewpoint, that I played on console my whole life, and PS4, I didn't have a PS4 Pro, so I was pretty much on 30 FPS for years, so it doesn't really bother me. And like I said, in a game like this, I think 30 isn't bad. I wouldn't want 30 in a racing game, which I have played, but I will say 60 and higher on like a racing game is just so much better. So much better. Oh, big freeze up. Big freeze up. The FPS is tanking. I believe that's worse than console. I really do. I don't get that on console, but I do on here, and it's really annoying because although my computer isn't the most high power computer, it should be able to run this game. It should be able to run this game without those issues like that. But it is what it is, and we have to deal with it. Now, this is the second video I did on PC in like 2 weeks, and we've had these freeze ups. I mean, it just dropped to 13 FPS. It went from 48 to 13 FPS. And every time they update it, they claim that they fixed optimization, which I just don't see it. What I may do, I may even go on PlayStation and do the same route on PlayStation and see what it's like. But I do want to see if I see any of the trucks spawning in and flipping over. The FPS, I can always lock it back at 30. But I mean, even if it's locked at 30, when it dips down that far, it's gonna freeze up and it's gonna do that. I don't know what the answer is with this game. And I'm not the only one that has the issues. Like if you look on Steam, this game has a lot of negative reviews because of poor optimization that they've just never done. Oh, and I see on PC the wheel blur. The wheel blur is back. So God, I hope they don't screw that up. I hope they don't screw that up on console. Because we literally just got rid of the wheel blur on console, and now I see it's here on PC. Look at that. See? You see, it's actually worse. Okay, so just for the hell of it, I upped the graphics all the way, which the only thing I had turned down were the mirrors. So I turned the mirrors up, and I locked it back at 30 FPS just to see what happens. And it doesn't feel like I have any force feedback on my wheel. Where did the force feedback on the wheel go? This legit feels like I'm playing on console right now. Yeah. Where did the force feedback go? I checked my feedback settings. They're all the same. Yeah, it just feels like the wheel just went dead on me. Yep, the wheel is definitely dead. Nothing. No force feedback at all. This is literally just like playing on PS5. 5. Weird. What happened to the force feedback? It's a good thing. It's a good thing I'm used to playing this on PS5 with no force feedback, so I'm kind of used to it, so it's not a big deal. So one of the questions that I see asked a lot about this game is about the radio on console. And fact of the matter is, I may have touched on this before in other videos, but I think it's worth saying again. We're never going to get the in-game radio on console. It's completely down to licensing issues. The best I tried to explain this, so the best way I can explain it is this: the in-game radio, it's not in-game music. It's an actual radio station. It's actual internet radio. SCS does the same thing with American Truck Simulator and your Truck Simulator 2. They have actual internet radio in there, so it's a real radio station. They're real radio stations. You have ads. You have disc jockeys. They're real radio stations playing real music. So someone had mentioned to me that, well, On the Road has a radio. So the thing is, with a game like On the Road, yes, it has a radio, but it has music that's either not copyrighted or the developers have the permission to use the music in the game. And that music is on a loop. It's not an actual radio station. It's just music in there, and it just makes you like it's like Farming Simulator, right? There's music in there, but it's on a loop, and it's just like a simulated radio station. Whereas a game like Fernbus, Tourist Bus, and the Truck Simulator games, those are actual real radio stations. So yeah, you won't see those on console. But if you have a PlayStation, you can play Spotify. And it doesn't, like, you can hear the game sounds, you'll hear Spotify, you'll music. It is literally almost like you're listening to the radio in the bus if you listen to Spotify and play the game. So the one thing I absolutely hate about using a PS5 controller on Steam for like a game like this is that it automatically shuts off after a while, and you have to turn it back on, which is a complete pain. So as you can see, I've locked the frames at 30 FPS, and we're still getting drops. Nothing as bad as we were experiencing. I don't think that's down to me turning the FPS down. I still think it's areas on the map that cause it, and it needs to be optimized. It really does. It's I feel like I'm a broken record saying that constantly, but that's just the truth of it. It really needs to be optimized, and it probably isn't going to get done. It's probably not going to get done. I feel like I really need to buy the buff. I think that's what I'm going to work on next. I mean, I have Tourist Bus and Fernbus. Might as well get the last in this series, right? Bring that to the channel. That is supposed to be coming to console. Not anytime in the near future. I'll tell you that much. They're taking their sweet time with that. It's been in early access for, my God, it seems like forever now. And if you want my my honest opinion, it feels like it's been in early access for too long, if I'm being honest. Now, that's one thing we don't get that freeze up on this version of the game like we do on console. All right. Let's open up these luggage doors here. Okay. Let's get all these Find people on the bus.
Nein, Ticket. Dankeschön. Guten Tag. Fahren Sie in meine Richtung? Ciao.
But you know, the one thing that I really enjoy about playing on the PC, believe it or not, is the fact that you can see how good of a job Zero Games actually did porting the game over. I mean, it's not really that much different. I mean,
Ich hoffe, ich bin hier sehr freundlich.
if I'm being honest, graphically, yes, this does look slightly better, but it is the same exact game.
Meine Richtung? Ciao.
There's nothing different about the game.
Vielen Dank. Moin. Ich hoffe, ich bin hier richtig. Sehr freundlich.
And the only way you could really tell that I'm not on console is that I can do things without bringing up the menu in the bus. That's the biggest thing. But I can. If I press the square and the triangle, we do have the cross menu. But I mean, I don't see why anybody would want to use that. Okay. And start the ride. This will be our last stop to Cologne.
Wir freuen uns, dass ihr an Bord seid und wir gemeinsam unser heutiges Reiseziel ansteuern.
Okay, I don't need to hear him anymore. Yeah, I don't know what happened to the force feedback though. Oh, look at this. This is a cool area. What is going on? We are not picking up speed. Okay. That's why. Oh, we got some rain here. Lovely. And our... Oh, gosh, there it goes again. Right down to 2 FPS. Oh, it is chucking down out there, boy, isn't it? Oh. Pretty heavy rain. You know, I do like the fact that if you look at the bus, the windshield, it's pretty flat. So although it looks like it's actually pouring out, it wouldn't hit the windshield as much just sitting here, as much as it will be when you're actually driving. Oh, I need to get over here. Dang it. this force feedback is really throwing me. It really feels like I'm playing on PS5. Not gonna lie. Don't know what's going on with that. I had it working, and then when I changed the graphics settings and I came back in, it stopped. I mean, surely force feedback shouldn't have anything to do with graphic settings, should it? I don't think it should. I think Cologne is like one of my favorite cities to go to in the game. This is a cool area. Is this the new area with the chemical plant? No. No, it's not. And that also, like, the looking is so much easier. Because you have the left and right. Binded to buttons on the wheel. Wow. That is a bright red roof. Just right. That looks so out of place. Oh gosh. That's a horrible spot to have the next light. Oh, my wheel is not exact again here. It's probably because I go from PlayStation to PC. And again, it with this game, every time you buy, like if you get a new bus, you have to set the wheel up for that bus. It is so strange to me. I mean, I guess in a way I get it because the buses had different controls, but the, the driving shouldn't change. Like I shouldn't have to bind the accelerator and the brake and the steering wheel and the turn signals every time you get a new bus. It is just so odd and like it's just a pain in the ass to have to do. Because yeah, when I first got into the game and I hit the record and I started and I got in the bus to drive it and nothing worked. The wheel didn't work. And then when I go to my settings, all the wheel settings they were fine for the MAN and the BB, but for the VDLs, no. It's such a strange way to do things, really. But yeah, I would have to assume that a lot of the stuff that's in this um, patch will be incorporated in the next patch for console as well because they have the fix for the passengers not showing up in Copenhagen. They have the fix for the trucks kind of spawning in and doing their little dance that they do, flipping out. I get so confused with that. I think someone told me that that's like a yield. So if it is, then I was in the wrong. I need to hold on and let them go. Now in America, usually we only have yields like when we're like merging. So like if you were at the light and there was a road going off to the right where you bypass the light, it would be a yield. But yeah, I would say that on console we are a lot more fortunate with this game with the prices of the buses and stuff like that than on PC. It's not too often that console players get the upper hand with stuff like that. I mean, pricing wise, so far, PC has console beat. Aside from these games, from TMLs, I don't know why, but they're just really expensive. They're definitely up there with Train Sim World. But even Train Sim World, their DLCs go on sale occasionally. Uh, Fernbus, they don't go on sale. And then sometimes when they do, it's not much of a sale, I'll be honest with you. It's still pretty pricey. 24 kilometers left to go. The weather in this game is still absolutely fantastic. Some of the best weather effects I think I've seen in a simulator, to be honest. The puddles on the road and on the sidewalk. I mean, look at that. Look how good that looks. Yeah, yeah. See, so, I mean, yeah, that looks better. I feel that looks better on PC than it does on console. Hopefully they'll fix the weather on console as well, because as of right now, oh boy, that is just horrible. I mean, talk about something that just takes you right out of the moment, right out of the game, kills the immersion. I mean, wow. And like I said, most games I can blame that on OBS. Not it's not that drastic. But with this game, even when I'm not recording, if I'm just playing the game, the same thing happens. So it's not even because I have OBS running. Such a shame, man. It's just it's one of those things where I just can't help it that I feel like if you were a game developer, how could you be proud of that? Like you should be proud of your work, I feel. And just how can you be proud of that? How can you see that and go, good enough? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And that's what's stopping me from trying the bus. I'm so worried that I'm going to get the game and it's going to be the same way. Which maybe I shouldn't, because Tourist Bus on PC doesn't do this. I mean, look at this. This is absolutely horrible. And literally every time I play the game, this happens. And with every update, they say improvements to optimization, and I don't see it. I don't see any improvements to the optimization whatsoever. You know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to turn the graphic settings down until I can find what settings they need to be at for the game to run smooth. And I got a funny feeling that the settings will be ridiculous. And keep in mind, like, the game on PC has a built-in, like, detection where it detects automatically what to set the game at for your system, and it automatically sets this game to all epic for me. So literally the game itself is saying your computer can handle the graphic settings all on epic. Now I'm sure I'll get PC guys probably popping in the comments saying, no, that's not how it works, blah blah blah. You know what? I don't care how it works. I don't care, like, if it says auto, that they auto find the settings for you. That's how it should work. And that, on the PC side, is the absolute worst part of the game. If it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for the horrible optimization, the game would be so much better. You know, but as you can see, for a simulator, that just completely takes you out of the game. It just completely kills the immersion. And those aren't like little stutters. Those are like full-on freeze-ups. We can turn the wipers down here. So guys, we are 6 kilometers away. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I hope you're enjoying the video. And I think I am going to let you guys just enjoy the rest of the drive here. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. And we'll see you next time.